Hey, what's up everyone? Danny and Alex. In this video, let's look at a continuation of our close guard position. All right, so today you're gonna look at if someone actually tries to pass their guard using the double under pass. All right, we're gonna show you guys how to counter it and a couple of moves from there, so check it out. All right, so when I'm in the close guard, if I didn't establish grip connections right away, the opponent might get a hold of my waistline using the pant grip, and now he's gonna break open the guard, right? So if he does it in a kneeling position, you end up here. One of the most frequent passes they might try to do is the double under. So the moment he swims his arms underneath your legs, if you do nothing, he's gonna raise your hips off the mat, grab your collar and go for the stack pass, all right? That's not a position we wanna be in. So the moment he gets his arms underneath your laps like this, all right? I wanna establish grips as quickly as possible right here. The moment I got my grip connections, now my feet, I have to make sure my legs are super heavy. So I'm gonna point my feet down to keep a lot of weight onto his arms, all right? And I'm gonna bring my feet right onto his laps. All right, so both feet on his hips, and now we're gonna wiggle ourselves up. So notice how I push off his hips, but I also wiggle myself a little bit higher. Now I have a lot of space to bring my hooks inside, and now I have what we established, the grasshopper guard. Okay, so from this position, this is a really good control. Just from here, if you have nice grips, it's gonna be very challenging for your partner to stack pass you or double under you from here. Now we have a great position to start some techniques, all right? So look, the first one we're gonna do is we're gonna have a seat. I like to just sprawl the partner out a little bit. That gives me time to sit up. Now I'm gonna push the head away, didn't let go of the grip, grab his belt instead. Once I have the belt here, now I'm gonna pull the arm even deeper and I'm gonna stabilize my knee to the mat like this, okay? By keeping my knee towards the mat, that puts a lot of weight, a lot of pressure on this arm. So now you can ensure he's not passing on this side. And on this side, my body and my knee is holding him steady. Now with the belt grip, what I'm going to do is just turn him over his shoulder. If you notice here, there's no way he can post his hand out. My weight, he's carrying all that weight on his arm. So now I'm gonna just pull the belt, go in a diagonal manner, just like here, and just flip him over. But at the same time, don't try to just raise his weight up. You're not gonna be strong enough. We're gonna also sweep this backwards. So watch the technique. From here, sweep the arm, turn him, and now side control position. So on this technique, make sure that this leg drags the arm back, just like a technical stand-up position. That's what makes it effective. Let's take a look one more time. The guy breaks open the guard. You forgot your grip connections. Number one, get them now. Number two, very heavy. Post your feet onto his laps, okay? Wiggle yourself up so you can create space between his knees and his elbows so you can insert your hooks, all right? Now put the hooks in, push him out a little bit, have a seat, push the head to clear the space, grab the belt, don't let go of this, and now drag the arm and put a lot of weight on it. Now he can't free the arm. Now you're gonna tug on the belt, but also don't forget, sweep the elbow off the mat, which turns him for the side control position. All right, once again, from this position here, another option. Okay, so as I make space, I put my hooks in, I have a seat, I push him out, and I push him away from me. Now I'm gonna grab the belt, but I wasn't fast enough to try to pin this arm. So in the first technique, what we did is I dragged this arm out to sweep him to his side, okay? But this time, he's gonna free this arm out of there. So as I try to drag him out, I'm gonna take this foot out of there, and now as I see this, I'm gonna continue inserting the hooks, but I wanna push him so this arm posts on the mat. So as I drive him forward, look, one. From here, now there's a lot of space here. I already have one foot inside. I'm gonna post up, climb over, so I can catch the back control position instead. So once again, sprawl him out, have a seat, push the face, grab the belt, and now look. First technique failed, he posts his arm out. Perfect. Now I want the opposite arm to be posted as well. So the trick is to drag him forward by tugging onto his belt. Watch. One. That pushes him forward. Now I'm gonna post away and around his hip. So now I can attack the seat belt. So I'm gonna drag this arm over, break his base, and control the back control. All right, sometimes you might lose control of the belt, all right? So as you push him up and you have a seat, now you got to here, you're trying to catch the belt here, but maybe the belt is loose, okay? Maybe it's untied, maybe it's gone, and if you only try to control the lapel here, you won't have a nice control to sweep him. So in the first variation, when I put a lot of weight on this arm and sweep him in this direction, now I don't have anything here, it's very flimsy, all right? Let's pretend his belt is not attached correctly. So what we're gonna do is just wizard this arm and go right here. As you notice, grab the cross collar grip. Okay, so instead of grabbing the belt here, we're gonna go underneath the armpit and grabbing right here. Okay, and now from here, I'm gonna do the same sweep. I'm gonna tug onto his collar and also drag his arm off the mat. And now I have the side control position once again. So once again, to counter the double underpass, we're gonna make our grips. We're gonna place our heavy legs with our feet onto his laps, okay? Make space. We're gonna create space for the hooks. And now, as I sprawl him out, I'm gonna push his face out and have his seat, okay? Now from here, during this transition, I forgot about controlling the grips. I wasn't fast enough to control his waistline by grabbing onto his belt. Now he took both arms out. He started to posture and he put both arms out of underneath. Now he's wanting to pass the guard with the upper body locks, all right? So I want to prevent him to wrap my waistline going for the body lock pass instead. So the moment you lose control of the arms, you have to push, control, and now play butterfly guard. So look, right away, we're going to fight for the underhook, all right? So if you notice on this far side right here, I'm putting an underhook. Okay, now I can still reach for his belt, but I'm going to remove this position right here. The arm comes off from any possibility to be posted on this side of the mat. And now as I rock sideways, it's easy for him to just elevate him into a sweep. All right, so once again, I've created space, inserted my hooks, okay, sprawled him out slightly, have a seat, drive the face away so he doesn't just have his head in the way, so that way I can have a seat over his shoulder, not over his skull right here, right? Now I can make a grip here, but during this transition, he might remove his arms from there, all right? He disengaged the opportunity to try to pass the guard. So as you see this, your reflexes have to be fast enough to control this posture right here so he doesn't pass. Now, we're gonna choose a side. We're gonna go underhook on one side, head on the overhook side. Now I can also grab the belt, but it's important to remove this arm from the waist. So sometimes you can grab the wrist, other times you make a grip, or other times just push the elbow tight, all right? As long as he can't post his arm out. Now watch when I rock to the side, I'm gonna put my weight on my shoulder, kick him over, post this hand to the mat, drive, and from here, control the top position. Now, on the same token, we can also, as we drive him back, have a seat, push his posture to the side, and grab here. Now, a lot of times we're going for that same sweep, but he only freed this arm out. Now he's gonna go for the over-under, because he has one underneath, and this one's gonna over. So the important thing to understand against the over-under pass is he needs to switch the position of his head to drive to this side. So once he goes for this position here, I wanna make sure that his head stays on this side. And now what we're gonna do, look, we're gonna just keep this arm trapped, we're gonna grab the belt, and now we're just gonna underhook this arm. As I underhook, now I'm gonna go to my back temporarily, but it's important to use my legs to elevate him up in the air as such. And look, easily turn him to the opposite side. Now, switch my base and connect. All right, so we're making space, we got our hooks in, we sprawled them out slightly, took a seat, broke his posture, posted aside, go for the belt line. Notice how he took one arm out. Now from this position, a lot of times what you want to prevent is the over-under pass. So watch this. If I just sit here, he's going to switch his head position and pass to this side with the over-under. Now I want to prevent his head from moving. If he can't move his head, he's not getting the over-under pass. So what I'm going to do is keep tugging so I keep his head locked into position. All right, so I don't want his head coming across my center line. Now what I'm going to do is keep the arm trapped on this side, but look, as I adjust myself, I'm gonna go here to underhook this elbow, and now I'm gonna elevate him up in the air and turn him over the underhook side, here. And now look, from here, push the underhook on that side, and now trap him in the top position. All right, last one we're gonna look at is sometimes things don't always go in our favor, so we always have to have a plan B. So as I wiggle myself up, insert my hooks, and now I have a seat, right? From here, push his posture down, and look, he's gonna free his arm out. I got the belt, but now instead of just going to the back or going for a sweep, most of our techniques have failed from here. I'm gonna stand up in base, but I'm gonna drag his arm. Watch my bottom leg. As I stand up in base, it's gonna drag this arm into position so I can pin this arm with the crucifix position. And now look, from this position here, I'm gonna put a lot of weight on top of him and trap this arm right here. Remove the elbow. Now there's gonna be two options. Number one, I just set up my collar choke from here, just like a clock choke. So I raise his face up, grab the collar right here, and now I'm gonna have a seat backwards. So I'm gonna have a seat and he has to follow. So when I collapse, let's turn a little bit here, Alex. Watch when I collapse to my right hip bone. Right here, look, I'm gonna collapse backwards. And now I have the crucifix position and I can easily attack the neck. All right, that's the first position. Now, once again, look, as I create space from here, push his hips away, drive his head to the side. Now he frees one of his arms. Now look, make sure to trap this one here and end up with a lot of weight on his back. Now I'm gonna collapse here, one. Now instead of just having a seat now, I can also roll forward. Okay, so I'm gonna post here, roll onto my toes, and now catch him right in this position like this. And now I can go for the neck the same way, catch his collar, and now from here, easily go for his choke. All right, guys, so there you have it. Some good techniques you can use from the Grasshopper guard. Hope you guys enjoyed this content. Leave us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't so already, and we'll see you
in the next video.
Take care.